Hello guys and welcome back to Toucan Tarot. I'm sorry I've not posted much this week. I've been away on my holidays and I'm back. I thought to start the journey back, I thought a great one, which applies to me and I'm sure a lot of you out there, is why am I still single? Why are you still single? And we're going to try and get a bit of advice from our guides, a bit of insight to, you know, why we're perhaps stuck in this rut that is singledom. We have three beautiful cards to choose from today. I'm going to show you those now, and if you want to get started straight away and not listen to my rabbiting, you can click on the link, timestamps below rather. So we've got crystal number one and card number one, which is this beautiful card here, and that's number one. I absolutely love these cards. They're from the archetype, for those of you that want to know. We have crystal and card number two, and then we have card number three and crystal number three. And again, this is all about why are you still single. So we're going to try and get a little bit more insight into that. Thank you so much for all the love, as always. I can't thank my subscribers enough. It's really funny, I've just started posting on my community page. And guys, it's so humbling. I mean, I know there's far bigger tarot readers out there than myself. And even though I've been on YouTube, God goodness, a year now, there's been really big gaps, as you know, my subscribers know. But I'm really going for it this time because I enjoy it so much. But it's so humbling to see you all active on my community page. So thank you so much. Yeah, and if you haven't subscribed, please do. It really helps me on my, you know, the algorithm, the YouTube crazy algorithm, and it's so very much appreciated, and the best energy exchange that I could ask for. This one's been requested a lot. Why are we still single? So we're really going to dive into that. Those of you that do listen to my readings and know me well do know that I read predominantly through my guides. So we'll see what messages we can get from them and what the cards have to say. So again, I want you to take 3 deep breaths and really look at which pile resonates with you. If there's more than one, you know, my subscribers always ask me, is it okay to read more than one piles? Absolutely, there could be messages in more than one or all three. So if you are torn between any of the cards, then have a look at all of them, or 2 of them. But again, we've got number 1, number 2, and number 3. Timestamps are down below. Excuse me, let's start with crystal number 1 and card number 1. I'm just going to pop these aside for a second. Crystal number 1, so we've got this beautiful opalite crystal here, not opalite rather. I'm terrible with my crystal names. I'm going to get a bit more educated on them, but that's the crystal you chose. I really need to, in fact, because everyone always likes to know the names. And also you chose the tear. These are such beautiful cards. Isn't that the most stunning card? So we're going to have a little look into that as well. We'll pop that there for a second. I'm going to pull quite a few cards out today. I'm going to start with the Lunar Soul, as I always like to. I have given these an incredibly good shuffle this morning and blessings. So let's go ahead. And I'm going to pull out a few more as well as we go. So we're looking at, spirits, we're looking at why is pile number 1 still single? What can you tell us, and perhaps advice can you offer? So why are we still single? Pile number 1. Let's have a look. And we have the Page of Discs. We have the 4 of Swords. We've got the Queen of Discs. And we have the 10 of Wands. I'm going to pull out a couple of Moonology and then we're going to get started, and then we're going to pull out a few more as we go. A lot of discs here, ladies and gents. A lot of hard workers amongst us, I'm feeling. Let's see what Moonology to get a baseline of the energy surrounding us and this subject of why we're still single. We have the full moon eclipse. Conclusions are within reach. And we have you and your loved ones are safe. And that's the new moon in Cancer. Right, so should we just get cracking? Okay, pile 1. So we're looking again at why we're still single. Sorry, my camera just wigged out there, so I had to come back. Right, let me tune into my guides, and we really want to know what the underlining thing. I mean, first thing I'll start by saying is we've definitely got some hard workers in this pile 1. In fact, you know, you've really what I'm seeing here, conquered, we've got the Queen of Discs, that's definitely representing you. And what do we know about the Queen of Discs? You know, CEO vibes, really hard worker, the hardest of workers, you know, you're very organised, reliable, and just an utter powerhouse is what I'm seeing here. So certainly in the lack of, you know, romance, you've just ploughed yourself into work, and it's been rewarding for you. You know, it's been your focus, because again, there isn't focus obviously on your romantic side. Oh, I'm really feeling that you are really a gentle soul though, and through all this powerhouse of, you know, CEO lion vibe, vibes, you really are very abundant. You love your material things, rightly so, you work very hard for them. But yeah, I'm really seeing someone here that is very, you know, abundant in the material world due to work and so forth. And that's really what's kind of occupied your mind up until now. I'm seeing that you're quite calm. I mean, obviously to get into this position, my guide's laughing because he's saying they won't see themselves as calm. It's almost like that duck that appears calm from the outside, but paddling like a lunatic underneath the water, right? But yeah, you certainly have, over the years, become very, you know, chilled out and relaxed, especially because you do yearn, you know, obviously some romance, and I'm feeling that you almost feel like, you know, you are fine on your own, you're independent, you can do it. It's not that you need another man or woman to complete you, or to, you know, help you even financially, but you just, wouldn't it be lovely to just have a partner, and to really someone that, you know, you and them against the world, and someone to ease that. Again, not that you can't do it all on your own, but it would be lovely, I'm feeling, for you. You feel very much it would be nice just to have someone to help. And again, not that you need it, but just, to take a break, to be able to do all these things. You know, I see you often looking at other couples, and, you know, it'd be nice, wouldn't it? And I feel that that vibe is very much deep within you. So even though you are very calm about being on your own and you are very relaxed, you do yearn this. We see with the Page of Discs as well, you know, on one side, your guessing game of why am I still single? Because you know, you are open, you want it, you're ready for it. It's a funny thing, my guide is saying, you know, the moment we kind of, I'm feeling that you've been single for quite a long time, pile one. And the biggest underflow here, and we see this with the Ten of Wands and almost the Page of Discs in a way, is that you're trying to think that the best way to put it. You've always wondered, what is it? Why is it that I am still single? You know, you can't work it out because you're ready for it. I'm hearing you're very open to communication, and, you know, you're nurturing, you're clear in your communication, but energy is what my guide is saying. And I feel that even though you've been so successful in areas, you have been unhappy in yourself. Whether this does, and it certainly is pointing that way here, revert back to you were very hurt in the past, and very hurt, in fact. I just want to give you a cuddle. Oh, I get a goosebumps. Someone really hurt you, and I'm guessing that, you know, for some of you it may have been recent, but for the majority I'm thinking that it was quite a while ago. And it's almost like you think that you're over that, and you are in so many ways. In fact, the good news is we are coming to that we've got the full moon eclipse and then the new moon in Cancer coming through. You know, you are coming to the end of that cycle. And it's been a really hard grog, because again, for whether it be years or months now, you have felt that, you know, I'm over that. It can't be that that's stopping me from moving on. But the hurt that was caused back then, you know, it's like your subconscious vroom, put up this wall. And even though you've been so open to it, energy doesn't lie. And when we meet people, it's the energy that you're giving off. And, you know, that's not your fault. This is something, again, that I almost want to give you a big hug, because again, you have been ready to meet someone for a long time, but there's definitely this fear, this underlining root of fear. It's almost like you've blocked it out, because, and again, it's really hard, pile one, and I'm sorry I'm not articulating this right, but it's almost as if, on one hand, I say there's this deep-rooted fear there, but on the other hand, you know, you're really open to it. And again, you've looked back at this hurt that was caused in the past, and you're thinking, you know, I have dealt with it. I am over it. That's not the problem. And it wasn't so much that person, but it was yourself, and allowing yourself to be free. You know, whatever happened back there, on a really deep level, it knocked your confidence in so many levels. I mean, you're still this CEO vibe powerhouse that you always have been. But there was confidence levels that were knocked. It was almost as if that relationship, I want to say your last, for some of you it may have been your last, but the one, for others, it was actually a few back. This is a long cycle that's been happening. The one that really struck your core and hurt you more than you've ever been hurt before. Pre that, you know, you were unstoppable. Your confidence level was high. Everything in you was full. And, you know, it's almost that naivety of just never being hurt, right? So when you were, it's almost like you were just knocked, you know, into a million pieces. And since then, you've been putting them all back together. And I am starting to see that you're finally becoming whole again. And it was nothing to do with that person, but what was happening deep within your soul. I mean, we've got the 10 of Wands here. And, you know, it speaks of a burden. Also speaks of hard work, too much hard work, and it also speaks of success and good fortune. And again, you've had that, but it's almost as if you've got into this pattern because it has been so long since you've been with somebody, or really, I mean, again, I say been with somebody. I do see people in your life, and there's probably a handful you can pick out now that you've dated or what have you, but I'm in serious relationship, you know, someone that you've really let in and really had a serious connection with. That I'm feeling it has been a long time. It's time for it. Now is the time. You're coming to the end of that cycle, and I am seeing for you, you know, that a serious connection coming in. We're going to pull a few more cards in a moment, but one thing, because you've got in this pattern of nothing's really serious is coming out of it. Again, it's not you, it's your energy. And I know that's so frustrating to say, because you're like, well, what can I do about that? You need to just be free and let yourself go. But the good news is that I'm really feeling you're there and ready for that now. So the next step, my guide is saying, it's almost like the work has been done. You know, there's no more work that you need to do. Yes, there's these underlining fear, and the thing that's coming through is you just need to be free now and take a leap. But also, it's actually putting yourself out there. You're so wrapped up in work and overloaded in work, that you sometimes forget the fun part as well. And some of you with work, I'm also seeing some of you may have children. So again, it's making that time for you now and really putting yourself out there. Also, I'm seeing that you've got into that habit of almost being a bit too picky. My guide is laughing because he's saying, you know, look back at the people that you've gone for, and actually the first time you meet them, you probably wouldn't have thought twice about this person. You know, like the Tinder scenario is an example. You would have swiped left, you wouldn't have swiped right. So it's a reminder that you have to give people a go, because we fall in love far more for what's inside than we do what's outside. So my guide is saying date. Even if it's somebody you're thinking, oh good God, no, I couldn't date them possibly. If anything, it will get you back into the dating game. It will get it will open you up, and you might meet some friends along the way. So the biggest thing for you, Pile 1, I'm hearing as to what you can do to burst through that is just take a leap and be free. And really, again, you know, start giving people a go. You know, if you're not attracted to someone, or you're feeling that something is not there, or this is not the person for me, then it doesn't matter, because you can, you know, you just have a nice night out, right? You have a nice drink, or, you know, trip to the museum, or whatever it is that you decide to do. It's just getting you out and being free. And funnily enough, what's just popped into my head now, a friend of mine went on one of these dates where she was like, God, no, hell no. But actually, she became really good friends with this person. There wasn't a connection. and she's now seeing somebody that this person's introduced her to. So again, it's just a case of really putting yourself out there, becoming, my guide just said, become the yes person, you know, become that person that says yes instead of no and prejudging, because you've got into this pattern of the prejudging, and just be free. You know, I feel that you need to put on a bit of a front. You don't need to do that. Just be your utterly and truly yourselves. Be free and let go. Of course you chose the tear, and again this goes back to the underlining what we're saying of, you know, why you've been single for so long. And the tear, it's the mourning, the release, the rain. The release has been had many times, I'm feeling from you. And the rain, I mean, you know, tears are droplets of letting go, right? And once they begin to fall, we allow the swelling tide of emotion to run its elemental course. And, you know, that's a beautiful way of putting it. But often it's the tear that's needed in order for a conversational situation to break in to the next level of intimacy and vulnerability. And again, so it's just about being open with whoever it is that's sat in front of you and being truly and utterly yourself. You've definitely, even though I'm seeing you're quite an outgoing person, you definitely have caged yourself up a little bit inside. And darling, again, the same word keeps coming through. You need to free yourself and be free. Definitely when you are put in front of these prospects, shall we say, you do need to show your vulnerable side. You know, it's okay to cry. It's okay. You're such a strong, as we said, powerhouse, that often you don't feel that you can be vulnerable, especially because it was knocked down at the moment you were in your past. But, you know, it's your vulnerability, darling, that really makes you know, and you have to remember that no one in this world is perfect. No one's expecting any of you. It's like you're your worst critic. And you needn't be, because you are fucking awesome. You're so awesome. And you just really need to be reminded of that. But again, you know, conclusions are within reach. You and your loved ones are safe. You know, it's time to move forward. Conclusions are within reach. There's definitely an end to this cycle coming. I'm feeling really inclined. Again, I know this is a short reading and I've been going on now, pile one. But I'm really inclined to draw you another couple of cards about your love life and what's coming. So let's have a look here and see what we can pull. I'm going to use the Danielle Noel deck for this. If any of you want to know the decks, just, you know, I will actually, I never do, but I will pop them down below for you, because I do have started getting quite a few requests. We've got Justice. We have the Queen of Wands, yes. And we have the Three of Cups, yes. Yes, yes, yes. Oh, I'm loving this. I'm loving this for you. I'm definitely feeling, as I said, you know, much like the full moon there, that a new beginning is coming for you without a shadow of a doubt in the love area. So you just got to keep optimistic there and put yourself, but this will only happen. Remember, free will is a very real thing. It's not just a case of watching this video and thinking, oh, it's coming, great, you know, don't need to do anything or worry. Free will, guys, you have to put yourself out there. We see celebration, happiness, friends. We've got the Three of Cups here. And definitely, you know, get yourself out. I'm feeling it's very important to go to things that you're invited to at the moment, especially parties with friends. And this is somewhere where you'll definitely meet some connections. And we've got the beautiful Queen of Wands here. And the Queen of Wands are, you know, we're talking about, again, powerful leadership. It's certainly that. But we're talking about the... So definitely, again, I mean, you're a queen, that's for sure. Whether you're male or female watching this, you are a queen, which is the most balanced, beautiful person to be, both in strength and power and, you know, on intuition and soul and mind. But with the Queen of Wands, we see your softer side coming to surface. Yes, you're going to take this advice and show the real you, and that's what's needed. But we see you come to surface with your, again, of course, with your ever driving ambition, your independence, but Queen of Spirit is what's coming through. And again, it's time to kind of not put down the work, you are work. And again, the drive and ambition is still here with the Queen of Wands, but it's time to show your spirit that much more, to be free and let yourself go and start having more fun with life, okay? And more fun. My guide's saying you used to be the life and soul of the party, and even though you still are, it was almost pushed, whereas now it's just your free, quirky, awesome self is going to come to light again. We see Justice here as well. excuse me, and with justice again, you know, all things brought back into balance, the rebalancing, and it is a new start for you, pile one. And again, you know, don't be afraid to mourn, don't be afraid to be vulnerable and let yourself go. But most importantly, it's time to start being proactive and really going for things that don't normally mold with you and fit with you. I really hope you've enjoyed this reading. I'm going to put out an affirmation card for you. Let's see if we can get a message from our guides as to something you can concentrate on. But again, this is a small YouTube reading, guys, so please do, if you want to go into this in more detail, because I feel that there's so much more to this than, you know, this is a quick YouTube reading, then please do hit me up in my private readings. I'd love to give you a private reading if you want to go into this in a bit more detail and find out about the future love coming to you as well. But let me pull a card here from Spirit and let's see. Ah, yes. I can breathe calmly and easy. I am safe in this moment. And that's always, you know, my guide's saying this is a really good one for you to, you know, affirm to yourself every single day when you wake up in the morning. I breathe calmly and easy. I am safe in the moment. Guys, I hope you've really enjoyed this reading. I certainly enjoyed reading it for you. Again, for those of you that want to know a bit more, hit me up in my private readings. Don't forget to like the video, and those of you that haven't subscribed, please do. It's the greatest energy exchange. And yeah, I'm sending you all the love. I always do a little meditation after my videos, so I'm going to expect lots of love. I'm going to include you in that. Expect lots of love and Reiki vibes coming your way today. And, you know, guys, it's just time to start feeling good and not looking at yourself in the pessimistic way you do and start being that yes person. Yes. Take care, guys. Peace out, and I will see you soon. Pile 2, if you chose crystal and pile number 2, this is your reading. And today, I'm just going to pop these aside, we're looking at why are you still single and seeing what messages we can get through. You chose the beautiful offering card, the offering, and you chose this beautiful little rose quartz here. But yes, the offering, isn't that just the most, I love these cards. I'm just going to hold it up for you to have a look. The most stunning card. What do we know about the offering? I'm going to go into that in just a second. But before I do, I'm going to pull some lovely Lunar Soul Tarot. As most of you know that have watched my channel before, I do read predominantly through my guides. So we'll see what messages we have coming through to you. And we're asking for pile 2, why are they still single? Why are you still single? So let's have a really good look through here. And yeah, we need to know what is going on. Right, so we have the Ace of Swords. I read upright with Lunar Soul, so in case you're wondering why I'm turning these over, that is why. The King of Wands. Okay. We see the 8 of Discs. And we see the World. That's a lovely card. Right, and we're going to pull out as well a couple of Moonology, just to get the underlining vibe of where your energy is at the moment. Let's see what comes out here. We've got the full moon in Libra. A win-win outcome is forecast. And we have your hard work is paying off, the new moon in Capricorn. Lovely to see the full moon and new moon there together. Cycles ending and cycles beginning. Shall we just get stuck in? I think we should. I'm going to tune into my guides because, again, that's very much the, you know, the main way I read. So let's have a look. Pile 2, why are you still single? We definitely have. I mean, let's start with the offering, shall we? Okay, so the offering. Unlike many of the other cards, certainly in this deck here, the offering carries quite a clear as day message, guys, you know, and it's a message and a call to action. As you may have, well, my guide's saying you already know, but it's time for something to be given up, for the sake of the bigger picture. If, you know, my guide's saying you know what this is, and that's a clear message that's coming through. The offering, it's time for something to be given up. It's an ex. You know, that's certainly the message that's coming through here. You're still very clung on. I mean, the question is why you're still single. You're very clung on and clinging to a connection of the past here is what we're seeing. And we see that with the King of Swords here. So yeah, whatever came before, it may not be your immediate ex that's just been, it may be a couple before. You know who this person is. And I'm seeing that, you know, you very much keep thinking of this person and are wondering if that is the person for you. But my guide, and again, I can only tell you, you know, what the cards say and what my guides say, guys. Whether sometimes it's perhaps not something you want to hear, other times, but it is what you need to hear, shall I say. Quite simply, it's in the past for a reason, guys, and it really has hindered you moving forward. And much like the offering, it really is time, you know, darling, to let go. To let go, and you need to, even though in your mind, my guide's saying you think, well, that's not stopping me from finding love, you know, but it is, because whenever someone new is put in front of you, it's not like you're just comparing them to this person. Well, you are, you know, you're comparing them and the connection that you had. And we can have, you know, the universe always, everything's put in front of us for reasons. I'm a great believer of that. And that isn't to say that this person that we're thinking of, the ex, and it may not even have been an ex, but you know, I'm thinking for some of you, it didn't quite get to the point where you were fully together, but they made a very strong impact on you. But you know, everything's put in front of us to learn lessons, guys, and so they weren't a mistake, but they're just not your future. And by clinging on to that connection, it really is stopping you and hindering you from moving forward in ways that my guide is saying you don't even realise. You know, subconsciously, when you're seeing new prospects, shall we say, prospects, it sounds like work, doesn't it? But when we're seeing new prospects, as far as romantic connections, you know, deep down, you are still comparing them to this old person. And we need to stop with that. Definitely, you know, we see with the Ace of Swords here, it's time to start anew. It's time for new communications with new people, and time for you, you know, this card also speaks for potential of truth, and it's time for you to dig deep down. And my guide is asking not for you to ask the question. He says you've been asking the wrong question. You've been asking almost the question, why can't that work? Why hasn't that worked? Whereas the question you should be asking is, why am I holding on to this? What is it about that connection that I hold so dearly? And in fact, when you start asking it in that way, you'll realise that it's something that you know, that you can work out with yourself, and it actually has nothing to do with this person. My guide is assuring me that, you know, that isn't the person that's meant for you. Greater love is coming, and certainly for the feelings and depth that you had for this person, imagine that times 10. That's what you're missing out on by holding on to that connection. So it very much is a time to, you know, cut that cord, and much like the offering is give that up for the sake of the bigger picture. And time to take in, you know, meditation to consider what it is that made you hold on to that so much, because it actually, my guide is saying, had nothing to do with the person, but more to do with yourself and what it is that you want and what it is that makes you feel whole. And other people can give you that. You know, it's not just this person that can give that to you, and that's really important. I am seeing here a very hard worker, and you know, you do plunge yourself into this work and so forth, and you're crying out for this person to come, your king, you know, this person to come close to you. But it isn't that person of the past. We do see, obviously you've got a King of Wands here. My guide's saying that this is someone new. You know, this is someone very powerful, very nurturing, emotive, someone that is willing to let things go and not afraid. I'm getting, like, I always say about the King of Wands, you know, think of the Lion King, the doer, the do person, the why man. There's a person very much, and I'm seeing them in your life at the moment actually, whether you've even considered them or not. But again, you're not allowing yourself to see these people. You know, not just them, but I'm seeing so much potential around you, but you're not allowing yourself because, again, deep down, and you're probably, you know, I'm only laughing because a few of you, my guide's saying that a few of you will be saying, you know, bitch, I have let that go. It's not that, but it's deep down in your subconscious, which is why when the offering, it asks us to meditate on what it is that is holding us back there. But we are seeing a very diligent hard worker. And I'm seeing as well that, work could be a good connection for people, but you really need to open yourself up and not predetermine, much the same as pile one actually. It's almost like for them it was a case of fussiness and, blocking, putting their walls up. For you, it's a case of deep down subconsciously comparing the new people to this past. And I can't possibly talk to this person in a way I spoke to them, or, have that fluidity in conversation. Whereas the realistic, situation is that you've not given this new person a chance to find out. You've almost cut them off before they're, before you even really have found out that. My guide is asking you to consider that some people take a while to warm up. And that doesn't mean, so therefore, that person that you meet in that first instance is very different from the person that when you get to know them, And he's asking you to consider dates in the past where you've gone on and you walk away thinking, oh God, I just didn't represent myself in the right way then, or I fumbled, or I was off the key. People have those moments. So you really need to give people a break and become that, much like the King of Wands here, gather that energy and become that yes person. The why person and the person that gives people a break, the person that doesn't. The biggest thing about the King of Wands is they're so willing to let things go. You hold on to things a little bit, not just that ex, but, you hold on to preconceptions of people. So it's really time to kind of open-heartedly give people a go. People that you may not think, even my guide is saying, even if you're set up on a date, or you meet someone that asks you on a date, and of course you need to put yourself out there. This isn't just going to miraculously happen for you. You need to start going out, not necessarily going out in the town and getting boozy, but just going out more, enjoying, social side more. Because you see this hard work, or even at work, it's a case of being open. So that if someone comes towards you, even if you think straight off the bat, this person is not for me, go out on a date. The worst that's going to happen is you're going to have met someone new, had a nice time, and maybe some, a meal bought for you or a nice day. It's a new connection. Doesn't have to be love, but you never know where it's going to lead. And again, don't compare to the past. Get to know people a little bit more. Make it a second, third. In fact, my guide is saying, don't make your decisions until the third or fourth date. And if there's really nothing there, then okay, let that go. But you need to give it more of a chance, because you're almost, let's say this is that old person X we're talking about. You're almost not giving this new person a chance to get to the place where they can be open with you and can be fully themselves, so that you can find out, actually, this person I can chat to has way more chat than the old one. It's all about giving people more of a chance, for sure. We see the world here, and the world, I love this card, because not only does it speak of wholeness and completeness, but it speaks of an ending. And again, we have the full moon in Libra. This cycle with the ex is coming to a halt, an end rather. It is coming to that final end cycle, but it does need that push from you. You have to let go. It's not meant for you, my darling. If it is, it will come back to you. But my guide's even saying you don't even need to think about that, because it just isn't. There's so much better. I'm seeing, beautiful sunset and your future, and there's so much light and love and beginnings and wonderful things that are yet to come. Your hard work is paying off. Definitely, I'm feeling that you have worked on this, because you're single for a reason. You've really been trying to work out what it is, and you think you're over this person. Again, it's deep down. So the thing that you can do about that is just give people more of a chance. More of a chance. It needs to be not just one date. It needs to be ongoing and ongoing. And if anything, you'll find it really comical, my guide is saying, the people that you do go on dates with. More dates are needed, guys. You need to give, and again, not just the first, but give people a second or third chance as well. Even if after the first you're like, oh God, no. Oh, hell no. You need to keep going, because, again, some people, it takes time to open up. But when they do, you realise it's a beautiful flower. And in some cases, of course, you won't. But you need to get to know that person, right? So more opening up. I'm going to pull as well some, let's have a look here, affirmation cards for you. And let's see what spirits come through. But yeah, it really is a case of giving people more of a chance for you guys. The difficult relationships in my life are the perfect mirror for me to look more closely at my own behaviour. Yes, we spoke about the offering and having to let go. And again, it wasn't to do with them while you're still clinging on. It's something deep within you. Meditation, my guide is saying that. I'm so glad that came up. That's articulated it way better than I was before. But my guide's saying that meditation will really help you discover things that are not in the forefront of your mind or you're not aware of yet. Guided meditation in particular. So definitely give that a go. I'm going to pull one more for you here. But yeah, just to read that again. My difficult relationships are my difficult relationships in my life are the imperfect mirror for me to look at more closely at my own behaviour. And let's pull out another one. All that I love is more important to me than all that I fear. Yes, this is a great affirmation for you to keep saying. Guys, this, I know it's perhaps not the reading you wanted. It talks about your ex a lot, but it's time for new beginnings. And I'm so happy to say that end cycle is coming to an end. Hurrah. So go forth, go for it, and you've got great stuff coming, guys. I'm sorry this is a small reading for YouTube, so hopefully it's just give you that little bit of advice of how to push through, be more open, give people more of a chance, go on those second, third dates, and yeah, all the love will come to you in abundance. Again, there's a lot of love around you. There's a king guy here, and there's a lot of others, or girl, of course, whichever relates to you. But there's a lot coming. Your hard work is paying off. A win-win outcome is forecast, and the cycle of the old is ending. So time for new beginnings and new love. It's not going to be long for you, darling, but again, you have to put yourself out there. You know, free will. It's not just a case of hearing a reading and think, oh, great, it's going to happen. You got to work and push. Sending you all the light and love. If you do want to go into this in more depth, again, hit me up in the private readings, because there's clearly way more to this situation. But yes, I hope you've enjoyed. Let me know your comments in the comments below, your thoughts. Don't forget to subscribe and like. It's the perfect energy exchange for the reading. And yes, I hope to see you all soon. Take care, my loves. Bye-bye. Hello, pile 3. If you chose pile 3, this is your reading. You chose, oh, excuse me. Excuse me. A bit of a fog in my throat there. You chose this beautiful vision card. Isn't that just so stunning with our beautiful crystal aside? I love these cards, but you chose the vision, which is such a beautiful, beautiful card. Let's have a dig into why you are still single, my beautiful pile 3s. We've got, I'm going to pull out some Lunar Soul cards for us here. And also I'm feeling some Moonology just to get the underlining energy of what's surrounding this topic of why you're still single. As most of you know, I predominantly read through my guides, so we'll have a good, let's see what advice is given today. But we're looking at pile 3, why are we still single? Let's have a look. So we have the King of Discs, we have the 4 of Wands, we have the 8 of Wands. I do read these cards upright, just in case anyone is wondering. And we have the Ace of Wands. Lots of ones, guys. Lots and lots of ones. Oh, this is quite exciting, pile 1. You've got love coming to you. I know this is why you're single. And we'll delve into that. But there's love coming, that's for sure. Let's have a look here. Okay. You are somebody, sorry, I'm laughing because your commitment is being tested, conclusions are within reach. Whew. You said, okay, I'm feeling, excuse me, sorry about that burping. I'm feeling that you're in a bit of a connection already, pile 3. But it's a bit of a cheeky connection. I feel that if you're not in it now, there is somebody there that you've not quite been completely, for some of you, I'm just going to say it, it's almost like you've been having an affair, and at some point in the past, you know, i.e. with somebody that's already taken, or you've been with someone that hasn't quite committed to you, and this may be still ongoing, or this may be past. That's the driving force. I'm going to be short with this, and I know this is why you're still single, but there's love coming, and I'm really excited about it, so I'm going to move on to that. But just as the underlining thing here, there's definitely someone that you've been, again, for some of you, I want to say affair. You know, it's not a great thing, is it? But needless to say, you know, majority of us do find ourselves in this position at least once in our lives. And or some of you, of course, may have been on the reciprocating end from that in the past, but I'm feeling more that you were entangled in it, or it's either an affair, but definitely I'm getting a more mature gentleman here, or again a connection that not necessarily was an affair, but they didn't quite give you the full connection. You've been strung along with this person, and I'm feeling that it's definitely a more mature person. We've got the King of Discs here, and that's the vibe that's coming through. So definitely the that masculine daddy vibe, and again certainly this can often lead to spouse, which is why the affair situation is coming in there. But yeah, it's held you back. It's really held you back. It's almost given you, you've learned a lot from this person. Again, I feel that they're very much that leader, that power, that boss at work, that, the person, the do-man, the person that takes, obligations seriously. And they've definitely shaped you up in some areas, or certainly, put it this way, even though this may not have been the best connection, guys, everything is put into our path for a reason, to learn from, to learn lessons from. So they weren't a mistake per se. You were meant to learn the lessons you were from that. But they're not giving you commitment. And it very much, is the past. But it's that's almost, even though you've been very open, it's not because of that. I am still single and I have been open. I have been going on dates. You still revert back to this person. And that's what I'm hearing is the main problem. But let me put them aside, because there's so much love coming to you. Let's start with the vision card, the dream, the imagined, the revealed. You are such a positive person. It's said that we're each born with a unique vision, right? A destiny towards which we're aimed at, let's say. But it's also said that we forget this vision the moment that we're born. Thus, how to explain it? Thus, we're sent onto a lifelong journey of rediscovery, and such is the elusive nature of the vision. It slips away, but yet it guides. It appears in strange dreams, right, and surreal images. This card is so beautiful. I love it so much. But yeah, I think certainly you just carry a vision that's just inspired. You're very magnetic to other people. Others recognize this within you. It's like you trust the world and its synchronicities, and you walk through new doors into wondrous opportunities constantly. It's like, you always land on your feet almost. And people are so magnetized to that vision. Sorry, let me hold it up a bit more. People are so magnetized to it. They emit, you emit energy more potent than any Alexa. When you lose the connection of vision, life becomes dull and exhausting. You ask me to bring back that vision. This person, although you've gained so many things from them, it's almost like you've started to rely on their mind rather than your own. You have the vision, you always have. You've always been this optimistic being that people, again, are just magnetized to and gravitate towards and want a bit of. You need to let that out again. Your vision has become a little bit lost, but have no fear. Love is coming. Love is here. You don't realize how much people are drawn to you. You don't see it. Your mind's been focused elsewhere. But there's so much potential for love around you right now. We see the Four of Wands. And I'm really seeing this talks of, coming together, as you can see. But I'm almost feeling like a real soul connection vibe here. I don't read twin flames. This is often the twin flame card, the Four of Wands. But I'm definitely feeling that you've got a big, strong connection coming. We see the Eight of Wands. We're talking about movement, energy. And then we see the Ace of Wands, creation. There's definitely new love coming towards you. And I'm so excited because this time your eyes are going to be open to it. And make sure they are. I don't think you're going to be able to ignore this one though. It's almost like, and this person in the past, if they're still in your present, if they're still here in your present, there's going to be jealousy here. Be careful not to let, and with jealousy comes, I'll give you a bit more. Try not to let that interfere. I'm literally, it's like it's coming towards, I'm trying to bounce it back, literally. Stay over there, because there's going to be jealousy, but this connection, I feel, is going to be so much stronger and magnetized, which is why I say soul connection, than, I'm really excited for you. There's big love coming, guys. Big, big love. So get excited about that. But remember, you got to bring your vision back. And you know, this person that's been holding you back, even though they've given so much and it's been wonderful and so forth, it's not meant for you. It was meant for lessons learned. And you know, certainly they definitely gave you a new outlook, I'm seeing, almost. I hope that resonates with you, and that was needed. Again, there was lessons to be learned there, but it's not meant for you moving forward. And that's definitely, and I can't tell you enough how much I'm seeing this person pulling you in all the time to stop you from, you know, seeking out new adventures, even though you feel that it hasn't, and you feel that you're totally free to see whoever you want. They're always there. I'm feeling like I need to, honestly, this is how strongly, I'm feeling I need to put this person over there. They're gone. Let's concentrate on this. But yeah, that's what's been blocking you. But there's big love coming. Conclusions within reach and tested with that old person. I'm literally, I mean, I know this is a short reading, but I'm feeling really inclined. I'm going to pull some other cards here. I'm going to use the Danielle Noel. I've got pure excitement running through my energy right now, guys. I really feel when I read. Your vision needs to come back, though. When, you know, let me put it another way. Your own mind needs to come back into this. Your own spirit. It has been overshadowed by this past relationship or connection that you've had. And you need to bring yourself back to the limelight without any attachment, because you're such a magnet, and not just for this big love you have coming, but you don't realise how many people around you would love a bit of you right now. So it's certainly not a case of the lack of options for you, although you may be blind to them, my guide's laughing and saying. Oh, I'm really loving your energy, guys. You're such a bright, sparky person. We've got Temperance. This is the new love we're looking at now. The Five of Crystals. Universe. Yes. See, there's something bigger here. This connection coming is big, guys. It's so big that it's, again, that other, we won't speak about them, right, that's now in the background. It's not going to matter, because this is so powerful. We see Temperance as well, and Temperance speaks of filling your own cups, exactly what we're saying here. And the minute you start to do that, this new person's going to come through here. We've got the Five of Crystals as well, which is, of course, the disc. And that speaks of, you know, there's going to be a lot of guilt coming from that past, that you feel a little bit abandoned or on your own. But again, the universe is coming your way. I'm going to pull another one as well, get a little bit more insight here. The Ace of Swords, you know, we've got the Ace of Wands, the Ace of Swords, creation. We've got maturing, new communications. This new person is coming through. Let's pull out a card in regards to then the Moon. This is someone that's going to absolutely and wholly, the trust word, you know, there's not been very much trust in the past, but you're going to have undying trust for this person. They're going to give you every reason. There's someone that is deeply connected into their emotions, so therefore shares with you everything. You know, you're not going to be second guessing what this person is thinking. I'm so excited. I'm sorry to be so giddy. I'm flipping from bit to bit. But I can't explain it, guys. You know, I almost want to say marriage for some of you, or, you know, I don't know, but there's big love coming. Big love coming. But again, you've got to let go of this past. And when you do, the universe and the beautiful energy of the Moon await you. I just want to show you that beautiful universe card there. This is what you've got coming. Forget that old person. I hope you've really enjoyed this. I'm going to pull out some affirmation cards for you. Let me pop this aside. I've enjoyed this one. I'm going to leave this reading feeling so energised, it's unreal. I can't literally explain to you the amount of energy I'm feeling. My productivity stems from inspiration. When I focus on what brings me joy, the task become effortless actions. Sorry, there you go. Yes, exactly that. You got to concentrate on your joy and start bringing your vision to life again. I'm going to do one more. Today, I consciously choose to think loving thoughts, take compassionate actions, and bring forth peaceful energy. That's lovely. This is something you can literally affirm to yourself every morning, pile 3. This is such a lovely reading. Obviously, the question was, why are you still single? I think we've determined it's this ex-connection kind of keeping you in that was going on. But there's absolutely, pile 3, love coming to you. And soon, you know, momentum is going to gain. And when it appears, it's going to be off. It's not going to be a slow moving thing. So you have so much to look forward to, but you've got to bring out your vision again and stop. You know, it's almost like, I don't want to say indoctrinated, but it's almost like, you know, your thoughts have become someone else's thoughts. You need to bring back the you into all this, and your bright, sparky, amazing energy that people are just magnetized towards. And this is a short reading, and there's clearly a lot more to this situation. With the new love, there's so much to be found out, and also with the old. If you want a private reading, you know, hit me up in the my details are down below. I'm doing private readings now. I hope you enjoyed this. Don't forget to subscribe and like. Please comment below. Not only is it the greatest energy exchange, but I really want to know how, you know, if this resonates with you and so forth. Sending you all the love in the world. Not that you need it, you've got so much coming to you, like an explosion. Soul connection, guys. I'm very excited for you, but yes, sending you all the love. Let me know your thoughts, and I'll see some of you in the private readings. Take care, guys. Don't forget to subscribe. Bye bye.